When we create content or when I work with clients, whether it's like just beginners, personal brands, or all the way up to 8-figure companies, I always tell them, no matter what you do, you want to make sure that the message that you're providing through your content is super easy to understand. Like, how can we simplify the message so much that anybody and their grandma and daughter will understand it? 5 years ago, everybody wanted to remain anonymous. I felt it's like kind of gave that negative vibe to the entire industry. But now a lot more founders come to me and ask like, hey, Roland, I gotta get founder-led marketing going within my company. Help me with personal branding. Although they still look at it as like an evil. Sure. Oh my God, being on content or like creating content, it's like an unnecessary evil in my life. I really don't want to do that.
Sure.
But they understand how important it is to lead by example. I see the trend, like whatever the biggest players in the world are playing, they're putting it out in front of us, right? Like when the president starts tweeting and using social media daily 10, 20 times, you know that, hey, wait a second, they're actually building their personal brand on a scale that's never been seen before. When they're publicly investing in different kind of new assets like cryptocurrencies, you're like, wait a second, maybe I should be looking there as well. When it comes to privacy and power and social status, some of my bigger clients, especially the 8-9-figure clients, they come to me and like, Roland, help me create a personal brand and build my brand front facing, because I want to be able to secure my name. If I get attacked publicly, I want to be able to have a platform where I can voice my opinion. And previously they wanted to be like, I don't want to be known that I have a lot of money. I don't want to be known as like the CEO of XYZ company. I don't want them to, kind of deal with my personal life. But now the trend is like, Roland, come to me, help build my personal brand, help build our content, because I might be attacked anytime. I might be silenced, I might be canceled. And if there is no platform for myself to speak out the truth, I will not be able to cover my ass. Which I believe that we're expressing our emotions less and less as a population. That's kind of, in my opinion, is kind of like the downside of social media, because we compare ourselves a lot more and then we feel a lot more depressed oftentimes because you see a few people achieve greatness and you think everybody is like that because they're pushed it to your face, and they kind of put this constraint on you and stops you from creating amazing art or anything from your life basically. And something that I want to work on long term and help other people find their authenticity and not be afraid to show how great they are. And that's why that's one of my mission with the whole personal branding and content, because the more authentic you are to yourself first and you remove those limiting beliefs around what you're capable of, the more authentic you can be on camera or online. We can talk all day about other people, their projects, but it's what you believe in and what you're going to execute on is what really is going to matter for you in your life. Because first of all, nobody gives a shit about you. Nobody gives a shit about me.
Or your product.
Or my product.
Or
it's me. As loud as I can get, as many people's heart or interest I can touch, that's how far I'm gonna go, right? And then we can talk about all these like people controlling the world and like forces coming from left and right and up and down and everywhere. But at the end of the day, it's like, who do you think you are? Who do you believe you are? What's your identity? How big is your heart? How much love you can share and how much interest you can have or have other people have in you and your product. This is why I'm such a big advocate of personal branding, because you build a company, you put all your life's energy, or a lot of them, to make sure that it succeeds. Then it either fails, it either goes on to become a cash cow, you either go IPO, you either exit, and then you might have money, but you're back at zero. All that, because
if you IPO, you end up selling it to the banks, right?
Exactly. You end up with money, but we've all heard about post-exit, depression.
That's right. Yeah.
And I see a lot of people and a lot of friends that go through IPOs or exits, and they're like, Roland, yesterday in my email I had Joan Smith, CEO of XYZ. Now it's just Joan Smith. I lost all the meaning. And I was like, who am I without that? And that's why I'm like, you're John, you're Chris, I'm Roland.
Oh, so then your personal brand doesn't leave.
Exactly, and it will never leave. But you can use that as leverage no matter what you're building. Because look at the big names. If you have, I have countless projects, countless opportunities come to me day after day because I have hundreds of thousands of followers and people that know me, and I can choose what is it that I want to dedicate my resources to, right? Whether it's capital, whether it's my knowledge. But if I build something first, which I have, and I've exited, smaller exits, but I have, then I'm restarting. Now I have a personal brand. It's a consistent energy that you have to do, but your name is something that's actually becoming more valuable. So no matter what you're starting long term, you're not starting from zero ever again. And I feel like that's why it's becoming a thing. And that's why a lot of founders come to me and be like, hey, founder-led marketing, or personal brands like, hey, I want to become a creator. Hey, because they understand it, that it's leverage. Naval says it, that there are 4 kinds of leverage. One of them is media. And then, capital, code, and I don't know what's the 4th one.
No, it's true.
Labor.
What was the word?
Labor. So
Labor.
it's like it's media.
You can spend your
capital,
time.
labor, and then code. Here's the thing. I think of it as an economist as investment, right? So the output is content, and basically a personal brand is like an onion, right? That's a mistake a lot of founders make, that they want to make their personal brand and their content about one thing. It's like, hey, I'm this guy that's building this startup, and that's the only thing I am. No, it's like you're layered. That's just a layer of you. So over time, when you're building a personal brand, you have to kind of take these layers off to get to your core, so for people to really know who you are. I mean, you're a piano player, you're a boyfriend, you're a friend, you're a co-founder, you're a builder, you're someone's son, and if you have siblings, then you're a brother. You might be someone at network school here that people look up to. So you're also a role model. But does it come through your content? Because if not, then you don't have a personal brand, and you have a channel which broadcasts news about one specific topic, right? So how can we create that authenticity and get people unlayered online, so we can bring who you are online and actually show that off? And to kind of get back to my initial idea about being an economist and how I think about platforms, not owing my data on platforms, that's why you diversify, right? That's why you're going to do long forms on YouTube or Rumble, so you have more eyes there. That's where you nurture people, and you provide value where you get their email addresses, and you might go a bit more viral on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts, or one of these short platforms. There's a structure how we use it and how we build personal branding, and basically the funnel is get attention on the top, right? Whether it's like organic content, paid advertisement, affiliates, or partnerships, then get people and get them closer to you. And the way you get them closer to you is provide value. You get their email, right? That's the next layer of protection of your personal brand. Then you make them into a supporter, whether it's getting them to a workshop, whether it's selling them something, whether it's bringing them to a workshop or a masterclass or a webinar, or providing some courses or materials, guides for them. And then you basically, the more they like you, the more they will want to invest time, energy, money into you and whatever you're actually going to be building. And that's why these big personal brands and celebrities are able to spin up companies from nothing and have billion-dollar exits, because they've built that trust layer just by being them. And I think it's a must for every founder and every entrepreneur or every philosopher or everybody that has that high agency or wants to make an impact, whether it's monetary, whether it's philosophical or social. I believe content and creating a personal brand and actively working on it is a must.